The last 2 years transformed how people entertain in their homes, placing a greater importance on outdoor spaces. One of the summer's emerging design trend is the concept of bringing indoor furniture and decor outdoors to achieve that cozy feeling in your backyard. Here to chat about bringing the indoors outside is New York-based interior designer Mikkel Welch. Mikkel, I'll tell you, the big thing we've been noticing, like we said, bringing the indoors, outdoors, and making it nice and comfortable. So let's talk about this trend and what you've been seeing with all this.
Absolutely. Well, first, thank you for having me. So yes, the trend of bringing the indoors outside, I really think has come about from people traveling more often now. And just think about, when you're in a swanky hotel and, they have this open air environment, you're looking at all this wonderful furniture, and then you're thinking, how can I get the same look at home in my patio? And so people are kind of getting stumped as to how they can achieve that look.
Well, I know you got some great export tips for us, so let's talk about the furniture decor, which we got to embrace in this trend. So important.
Yeah, absolutely. So the biggest thing is to search for furniture pieces that look like they belong in the house. It's got to be one of those pieces where honestly your neighbors should be looking outside, questioning your sanity. Like, what are they out there doing? So for instance, there are beautiful dining tables that give the appearance of wood, but they're actually metal. Another example is high back dining chairs that you would typically see in the home that are now being made with outdoor fabric so that they can sit outside. So again, it's playing off of the idea that whatever you find should really have a look of something that belongs indoors. Another example of that is typically in your home, you're going to have a wooden coffee table, a wooden console table. Well, we don't want to take those outside, but now we can bring in elements that are concrete or resin that can serve the same purpose as our coffee and console table, and will give you that same elevated look of bringing the indoors outside.
Yeah, that's amazing. I've been going to a couple of friends' houses that have been pretty much having, it's almost like their living room, family room outside. But the big
Yes.
part I talk with them about is how do you find these key items on a budget? That's the big thing right there.
Yeah, well, that's the tricky part. I've partnered with a firm, and they actually did. They actually put some information together, and we found out that on average, most people are spending about $4,000 a year just on like getting their entertainment outside areas together. But the good thing about a firm is that they allow you to pay over time. So for instance, typically you would go to your hardware store, you would buy that 13-piece set that, they have at the hardware store that all your neighbors have, and, it just fits on the patio. But now you don't have to do that. Now you can shop at some of your favorite stores like West Elm, Pottery Barn, Design Within Reach, and, even Target and Amazon. And the great thing about it is you have the option to either pay monthly with a firm, or you can break it up into 4 interest-free payments, which makes things a lot easier. So you can really get what you want. But then I jokingly say, you can make your neighbors jealous as well, because they're all going to have that generic set. And now you have furniture, that's kind of curated and definitely has that indoor look outside.
Man, it's awesome, because that's so important, because again, on a budget, but you gotta, of course, up the Joneses. We know. So I like how this is working. I might be one of those people ready to do this. So how do we find out more information about, of course, what we talked about designing, but also about the, of course, Affirm program?
Sure. So if you go online to affirm.com, you can see all of the vendors that they work with. And then also, if you go to my Instagram, which is at Mikkel Welch, you can see some of my recent backyard designs that I put together using Affirm vendors.
Perfect. Mikkel, thanks for joining us this morning. I'm going to go check that out.
All right. No problem. Thank you for having me.